What if the Avengers' greatest victory was also their biggest mistake? What if Avengers Endgame, the epic conclusion we all cheered for, accidentally set the stage for a cosmic catastrophe? Buckle up, because today we're diving into a mind-blowing theory that connects the dots between time travel, missing heroes, and the rise of Doctor Doom himself in Avengers Doomsday. Here's the big question. Did the Avengers' desperate plan to undo Thanos' snap break the universe in ways they never imagined? Could Tony Stark's warnings about messing with time have predicted a future where no heroes exist to save the day? And what happens when a villain like Doctor Doom taps into powers from another realm to exploit this chaos? Stick around, because we're about to unravel how Endgame might have created Doomsday. Let's dive in with 5 burning questions to hook you. Why did Tony Stark warn against tampering with time? And what did he know that the others didn't? How could Steve Rogers' noble choice to stop Hydra rewrite the entire Marvel Universe? What happens when the Tesseract, the key to so many heroes, disappears from history? Why is Doctor Doom's interference the final nail in the coffin for the MCU's stability? And most importantly, could the Avengers have prevented Doomsday if they'd listened to one ancient warning? If you're ready to have your mind blown, let's break it all down. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our wild MCU theories. Let's go. Avengers Endgame gave us one of the most ambitious plans in superhero history, the time heist. The Avengers went back in time to steal the Infinity Stones, reverse Thanos' snap, and save half of all life. It was a triumphant moment, right? But what if that victory came at a cost no one saw coming? Tony Stark, the genius who cracked time travel, was not on board with this plan at first. He warned the team, you mess with time, it tends to mess back. Think about that for a second. Tony wasn't just worried about logistics, he was hinting at something deeper. Time isn't a toy, it's a delicate system, and the Avengers were about to throw a wrench into it. Here's where things get juicy. The time heist didn't just involve grabbing the stones and dipping out. The Avengers created new timelines every time they jumped back. Each change they made, every stone they took, every fight they started, rippled across history. And one of those ripples might have been the spark that lights the fuse for Avengers Doomsday. So what's the first clue? It's not just about what the Avengers did, it's about what Steve Rogers did after the mission was over. Let's talk about Captain America's big choice and how it might have broken the universe. At the end of Endgame, Steve Rogers takes on one final mission: return the Infinity Stones to their proper timelines to prevent any chaos. But then he makes a choice that changes everything. Steve decides to stay in the past, live a quiet life with Peggy Carter, and, here's the kicker, potentially alter the timeline forever. Our theory hinges on this. What if Steve, being the hero he is, didn't just sit back and sip tea with Peggy? What if he used his knowledge of the future to stop Hydra from infiltrating Shai-Eld? Sounds noble, right? Hydra's a cancer in the MCU, responsible for countless tragedies. Steve taking them out early would be a win for the good guys. Or would it? Here's the problem. Hydra's influence shaped the MCU we know. Without Hydra, key events never happen. For example, Hydra's experiments with the Tesseract led to the creation of Captain Marvel's powers and the technology that inspired Tony Stark's arc reactor. If Steve stops Hydra, he might prevent their rise, but he also risks erasing the very heroes who saved the universe from Thanos. Let's break it down. Imagine a timeline where Steve shuts down Hydra in the 1940s or 1950s. No Hydra means no secret experiments, no stolen Tesseract, and no chain of events leading to Iron Man or Captain Marvel. Without those heroes, the Avengers as we know them don't exist. The universe is left defenseless, and the balance of power shifts dramatically. But it gets worse. There's one specific artifact that ties this all together, and its absence could be the key to Doomsday. Let's talk about the Tesseract. The Tesseract, housing the Space Stone, is one of the most pivotal objects in the MCU. It's not just a shiny blue cube, it's the catalyst for so much of the universe's history. Howard Stark used it to jumpstart his tech, Carol Danvers got her powers from it, and Loki's theft of it in Endgame's alternate 2012 timeline set the stage for the multiverse. Now, let's go back to Steve's altered timeline. If he stops Hydra early, they never get their hands on the Tesseract. Without Hydra's experiments, the Tesseract might stay locked away, or worse, it could fall into the wrong hands entirely. Either way, its absence creates a domino effect. Here's how it plays out. No Tesseract experiments mean no arc reactor tech. Without that, Tony Stark never becomes Iron Man. No Tesseract explosion means Carol Danvers never gains her cosmic powers. Captain Marvel is out of the picture. Without Iron Man and Captain Marvel, the Avengers never form, or they're too weak to stop threats like Thanos. Picture this timeline. A world with no Avengers, no heroes to stand against cosmic threats. The universe is vulnerable, teetering on the edge of collapse. And this is where the real danger creeps in. A universe without heroes is a playground for someone like Dr. Doom. But before we get to Doom, there's one more piece of the puzzle, a warning from the Ancient One that the Avengers ignored. Let's unpack that next. During the time heist, Bruce Banner meets the Ancient One in 2012 New York. She's not thrilled about handing over the Time Stone, and she drops a bombshell. Removing an Infinity Stone from a timeline creates a branch reality, one that could spiral into chaos. She warns Bruce that these new realities might be doomed without their stones to maintain balance. The Avengers promise to return the stones to avoid this mess, and Steve does just that. But here's the catch. Steve's decision to stay in the past and potentially stop Hydra creates a new branch timeline, one the Ancient One didn't account for. This timeline doesn't just lack a stone, it lacks the entire framework of heroes and events that kept the universe stable. The Ancient One's warning wasn't just about the stones, it was about the fragility of reality itself. Every change, no matter how small, risks destabilizing the universe. Steve's noble act of stopping Hydra might have created a timeline so weak that it's ripe for exploitation. And who better to exploit a broken universe than the MCU's newest big bad, Dr. Doom? Let's finally bring him into the picture and see how he turns this chaos into Doomsday. Enter Victor Von Doom, one of Marvel's most cunning and dangerous villains. In our theory, Doom doesn't just stumble into this weakened timeline, he targets it. How? By channeling powers from another realm. Let's speculate here. In the comics, Dr. Doom is no stranger to cosmic forces. He's tangled with beings like Mephisto, stolen the power cosmic from the Silver Surfer, and even wielded the Infinity Gauntlet. In the MCU, Avengers Doomsday could introduce Doom as a multiversal threat, someone who senses the instability caused by the Avengers' time meddling and seizes the opportunity. Imagine this. Doom discovers Steve's altered timeline, a universe without heroes, without the Tesseract, and without balance. He taps into a mysterious other realm, maybe the Dark Dimension, the Quantum Realm, or even something tied to the Beyonders from the comics. This power lets him manipulate reality itself, bending the broken timeline to his will. But why does this lead to Doomsday? Because Doom's interference doesn't just affect one timeline, it sends shockwaves across the multiverse. The Ancient One warned that destabilizing one reality could have catastrophic consequences, and Doom's actions amplify that chaos. He's not just a villain, he's a cosmic wrecking ball, tearing apart the fabric of existence. Here's the chilling part. The Avengers might have handed Doom the keys to this destruction. Their time travel created the cracks, Steve's choice widened them, and Doom is now kicking down the door. So how does this all tie into Avengers Doomsday? Let's piece it together. In Endgame, the Avengers took a gamble with time travel, ignoring Tony's warning that time messes back. Steve's decision to stay in the past and potentially stop Hydra created a timeline without the Tesseract, erasing key heroes like Iron Man and Captain Marvel. This left the universe defenseless, a perfect target for Dr. Doom. Doom, sensing this weakness, channels powers from another realm to exploit the broken timeline, destabilizing not just one reality, but the entire multiverse. The result? A cosmic crisis that could dwarf Thanos' snap, a doomsday event where realities collapse, heroes are powerless, and Doom reigns supreme. But here's the big question. Could the Avengers have stopped this? If they'd listened to Tony's warning, or if Steve had resisted the urge to change the past, would the universe still be intact? And what about the Ancient One's advice? Was there a way to prevent these branch timelines from spiraling out of control? These are the questions that make this theory so compelling. Endgame wasn't just a victory, it was a Pandora's box, and Doomsday might be the price the Avengers pay for opening it. Wow, what a ride. We've just uncovered how Avengers Endgame might have set the stage for Avengers Doomsday. Tony Stark's warning, Steve Rogers' choice, the missing Tesseract, and Doctor Doom's cosmic power grab all point to one terrifying truth. The Avengers' greatest triumph could be the universe's undoing. So what do you think? Did the Avengers doom the multiverse? Or is there still hope to stop Doctor Doom? Could Steve's actions be undone, or is this timeline too far gone? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your theories. If you love this deep dive, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your fellow Marvel fans, and subscribe for more MCU breakdowns. What other Endgame secrets do you think are hiding in plain sight? Let us know, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep theorizing, and let's figure out how the Avengers can save the day. Or if they even can.